Yo, fuck is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't want to set nothing up, so this is what we got. All right, I'm feeling kind of tired and lazy right now. Didn't want to do shit. All right, but I do gotta do a podcast, so I still gotta fucking set it up. Still gotta fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? I realize I messed up the last one by putting that fucking shoe in front of the lens on accident. You guys probably didn't think I saw that, but I saw that shit. And it bugged the fuck out of me because I accidentally put it in front of the camera lens like an idiot. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you dumbass? But that's alright. We're learning, okay? We're still learning. Unfortunately. Dude, it's such a long fucking process. And I wish it wasn't so goddamn long. Because I wish fucking change happened quickly. I wish it was as quick as, like, a job that I do. Like, it's not very quick, but you can compensate, you can figure out how much time it's going to take roughly. You know what I'm saying? But with like things like improvement and trying to better yourself and shit, you never know what the fuck's going on. You never know if what you're doing is working or if it's right, if it's gonna turn out the way you want it to. You never know shit. You're just fucking guessing and hoping and just testing. That's all you can fucking do. And I still haven't drank in like a month and a week. A month and a week almost. A month and a week almost. It's been a little over a month now. A couple days over a month. All right. And that's a big milestone for me. All right. That doesn't mean I haven't gotten the urge to do it, but I gotta fucking not do it. Just, I don't know why. I do know why. Because I don't like the person I become when I'm drinking. But also, it's not because I fucking get aggressive or nothing, but I drink a lot, and it's not good for me. It's not good for the people around me to put that much alcohol in somebody, and I just don't like doing it. I do like I enjoy it a little bit, and I'll probably go back to doing it eventually, but not as much as I was before. I don't even I don't even want a lot. I want my tolerance to be so low that when I go drink alcohol again, that it's gonna be like at the tiniest bit will get me drunk, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to fucking bring my tolerance back up. There's no point. But buddy, I want to drink. I want to drink bad. I don't do it. I don't do it. But shit's just always so stressful. And like my brain just wants a little bit of lubricant to calm down all the time, but you can't do that. You just got to learn how to fucking figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, most of the time, it's just in the moments. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, you're not stressed all the time, are you? Nobody is. It's usually moments where you're like, all right, this is stressful. I need something to figure it out. Or you're just sitting in your head, so you start drinking or doing something else that's stupid because you don't have anything else to do. So it's usually like stupid reasons, really. You get an impulse to drink or do something else that's not smart, and then you do it just because you don't. Most people don't question their impulses; they just do them. I guess some people may. Maybe that's an overgeneralization. I'm just talking out of my ass. I'll admit that. I don't know. I didn't check my impulses really. Like, I guess most people do check their impulses to a certain extent. On like weekends and shit, we go stir crazy, but like most people are pretty disciplined generally. I used to not be disciplined. I'd fuck around, do stupid shit, mess around with my own brain, put too many chemicals in there till I felt depressed or happy or whatever the fuck I felt. And chemicals mess with your brain's kind of weird and it's a wild thing to do. you really shouldn't be doing it until you like know what the fuck you're doing, unless you know what the fuck you're doing. And you're at a decent age where your brain's fully developed and you can fuck with your brain chemicals. But like listen, the way I see it is like I was kind of the government's experiment because I would go in, I'd get put on a table, I'd be asked about questions and then examined. Like, okay, how are you sleeping? How's this going? How's that going? And then they'd try to give me another pill that would fucking either help me sleep or calm me down or do this or do that. And some of them worked to an extent. Externally, they work, but internally, you just feel like a zombie, and you feel like you're like you have no emotion, and you just walk around like you're basically in a haze all the time. You don't know what's going on. I feel like I was just on a lie. I don't know. I don't feel like it. I know it happened from like 7, 8 years old to like 14, 15. So what is that? That's about 7 years, I'd say. I was on pharmaceutical pills. And then after that, I picked up marijuana and I picked up a lot of other shit just because I was experimenting. I'm like, well, they experimented with me. What's wrong with experimenting with myself? And you figure out over time that experimenting with yourself doesn't go very well if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing and the substances I was using, and I didn't know what they did. And so I developed addiction and I developed depression. I developed a lot of problems really just because I didn't understand the forces I was messing around with. And I feel like it was partially due to those medical pills I was on actually because I wasn't really taught how to control my impulses. Like I didn't have impulses when I was on those pills. I just sat there and did what I was supposed to do because that's what I was told to do. Unless I was off of them, then I got a lot of impulses like get up, run around, do stupid shit. And I would do them just because I'm like, maybe that's what they did. They kind of blocked off my impulses, my impulse control. You know, they kind of gave me impulse control, if you will. They were kind of like a crutch for impulse control. And then when I got off of them, I had no crutch anymore. And I went full balls to the wall. And now I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck to figure my own brain out. Sometimes I don't feel too great. I don't usually feel great any time. That's why I was drinking so much. Because I just feel stressed or sad or I don't know. I just feel weird all the time. I don't know what normal feels like, but I probably don't feel that way. Feels like I'm constantly battling my own mind. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I know Chance does. But I don't think most people are supposed to feel that way to where you're like, God damn it. You can't like that's the thing. I knew I was supposed to stop drinking for a long time just because I wanted to see life without it for a while. You know, my goal is 6 months. I've said that and I'm still sticking to it, but I just want to see how it goes and after that 6 months, maybe I'll go another 6 months. I don't know. Or maybe I'll drink a little bit. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. I'm just judging based. I just want to make it 6 months initially, just to see what I feel like and how I feel without it, and then how I feel if I introduce a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to experiment with it because I want to see what's the best course of action to use alcohol for myself. And I'm trying to do that with everything really now. I'm trying to experiment with myself to figure shit out and make shit work. Like I'm trying to pay all my bills on time now. Well, I was trying to do that already, but at Winnebago, I just couldn't make enough to do it. I realize that now. There just was never going to be enough money to do what I'm doing now. And sometimes I get low checks and it kind of hurts. Like last week, I got a low check and it hurt a little bit. But I've been doing a lot of cool shit, like a lot of carpentry work. We've been setting trusses and putting bracings. The uh, fuck, I always forget that word. It's a weird word that they put in between it. But well, I'm just gonna call it a bracing. When I'm putting bracings up, and the trussings or the trusses are so. This job I've been working at for a little while. I worked there a couple days last week, and I'm working there this week. And we've been so they got all the building basically set up, the walls, like not all of the walls, but they had like poles set up where the walls were going to be. And they had bracings across them to keep the poles from falling. And then they had one truss on top, which is it's like the triangle that starts the roof. And then you have to put a bunch of those on and then put the bracings in between, and that becomes your roof. Okay. And so that's what I've been doing the past few days is we set the trusses last week, and then we've been putting the bracings in, and it's really fucking awesome, dude. I've been learning how to run all Jesus Christ, sorry. Been learning how to run all terrain lifts. Bruh, this is what the fuck I've been trying to do with my life, alright? I've been trying to get jobs to learn skills, and then I can transfer those skills to other things that I do within my life. I'm learning new skills. I'm learning how to operate new machinery. I'm learning how to operate new tools. I'm learning how to operate my body in different ways because I got to monkey around those trusses and shit. And it's awesome. I love it, dude. Like, especially when you're physically fit now. Like, if I was fat, I'd still be able to do this job that I'm doing, but it'd be really fucking hard. And I'd be out of breath and not want to do it constantly. I'd be tired more. I don't get tired really. I just fucking pull myself up. I fucking nail it in. We finished most of them today. But what's crazy is with that storm last night that we got, it almost took that building out. It apparently last night it started twisting and shit, and it almost fell, but somehow it kind of corrected itself. And then most of my team that I was working with today spent all morning trying to re-straighten the building while me and another guy put more bracings in at the top, and we got it straightened out and we got the bracings almost finished. So we did pretty good today. It's really awesome to see something come together or even get destroyed and then come back together. That's even more amazing, to demolish something and then turn it into something new. It's beautiful to see something like that. 'Cause most of the time, it doesn't go that way. You know, most of the time, things just stay the way they are for a long time. And I like to see change. I like to see things becoming something else. I don't know why. I haven't really been doing shit, dude. I won't lie. I've been listening to many podcasts. I watched a couple new shows. One was, well, I finished Invincible and Adam Eve. That's a pretty good show if you've never seen it. It's a superhero show, but it's very graphic. Like they show a lot of blood and shit, and people's jaws coming off, and a lot of crazy shit in there. Eyeballs fucking coming out, but it's a really good show. And then I watched this other show called The Boys, which is also a really good show. And those shows are kind of the same in the sense that uh, both of them are kind of like or superheroes, but like the superheroes are also like sometimes bad. Like the main character of Invincible, his dad was really bad guy. He would kill a lot of people and shit. But that's how most of the superheroes are in The Boys. But The Boys, I watched this new show called Gen V, which is basically college. And what I found out was that these parents of these college kids had been shooting these kids up with an experimental drug that would give them superpowers when they were young, when they were babies. And so when they grew up, they had superpowers, obviously, and then found out later that that's what their parents had done, and it wasn't just a natural occurrence. And then they fucking, what else happened? Now I'm trying to think. Then they figured out that the whole school was a fucking sham, basically, and that the government was using the school to study the superheroes when they basically said that the superheroes weren't there to study, they were there to be studied, which is kind of nuts. And so then this superhero bitch, I don't know why I said that, this superhero chick fucking started using her hand, which she had powers of mind control, so when she touched people, started taking all this shit over, doing a bunch of nut shit, killing motherfuckers. It was a crazy show, but I like to watch it. You know, if you've never seen it, you should watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. See, I sound tired, dude. I don't have the pep in my step I usually have, man. I've been using a lot of energy lately, dude. What do you want from me? The fuck? Calm down. Calm down. Chance Nielsen will be home soon, and then him and I are gonna be going on a little thing. What else is going on? I fucking went to Mall of America with Adam last weekend, and I got some nice cologne. That shit smells really fucking good, dude. I got some on right now. It smells amazing. Smells very nice. I like cologne. Chance calls it gay, but I just like to smell good. And cologne smells really nice. So I put some on. A lot on. Sometimes. A little too much sometimes. Gonna sit for a second. I don't know. I don't know what this thing's kind of turning into, to be honest. Just kind of doing it. That's all I'm telling myself. Keep doing it for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why I keep doing it. Sometimes I wonder why I keep doing it, to be honest. But then I'm like, I gotta keep doing it. I already started doing it. How can I end it now? You know, I can't just end something. I can't. I gotta see it through to the end. See what the fuck comes out of it, even if it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But originally I started this shit off trying to teach people, and you could see that in the first few episodes, and they're not very good. More like the first like 25 episodes are not very. I mean, they're not terrible. I don't know. I guess the first one's definitely terrible, but then it kind of just morphed into me kind of just talking about life, things I've learned, experienced, trying to pass on wisdom and knowledge. I don't have much right now. I'm gaining it. Okay? Just give me some time to gain knowledge and wisdom to pass on. I'm slowly gaining it. I've got physical knowledge that I've gained. I'm passing that on. I've gotten some mental knowledge and some scientific knowledge and some biological knowledge and some evolutionary knowledge. I've got things that I'm slowly building over time. I built it up when I was younger, and now I'm trying to add on rungs to the ladder and slowly build it up and become. I don't know what I'm gonna turn into or who I'm gonna become as a person. I hope it's just a good person. That's my what my aim is. Because I used to not be a good person, and I never not wanted to be a good person. Isn't that the funny part? And most people don't realize when they are a bad person. You know, that's why we gotta get better at like talking to people about that kind of shit. Like being like, hey, buddy, that when you did this, it kind of pissed me the fuck off, and it made you look like a real piece of shit. And people don't want to say that type of stuff. And you don't got to say it like that, obviously. You could be like, hey, man, you made me angry or you made me upset when you said this. But not a lot of people want to have those tough conversations because then you got to sit there and make your friend upset for fucking and question themselves for or for what they said. They may not even remember or even know that they said something like that. But if it made you upset, and even if it, even if you're sometimes, like when me and Chance talk, sometimes I find out that me and Adam really, sometimes I find out that me being upset is not justified, and I shouldn't have been upset all along. And you'd be like, oh shit, they didn't even mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? They could have been joking, or they could have said it in some way that they didn't mean. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta have more conversations and talk more with people. I feel like most people don't have conversations or not deep conversations with people. Most people gossip or talk about weird shit or bullshit all the time. Like, you see this video game I played? Like, yeah, that's cool sometimes, but how about we talk about what do you think the fabric of this fucking universe is? How the fuck did it all come together into this bullshit that we see right now? Most people can't fathom that kind of a philosophical question. I think that's why I get bored. I like philosophical questions. I like to try to figure out what the reality of this universe is and what's going on, how this shit ticks, and I just like to take it all in sometimes. Look at the sky. That's what I like about being on those lifts too. Is you go above the roof sometimes, and so you're looking at the field and at the sky, and you're looking at the fuck. It's like being on a mountain, but it's a human made mountain. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking sick. Oh, we're not that. I thought we were in big trouble, but we're not in that big of a trouble. We just gotta keep yapping. That's all we gotta do. I don't know how I keep doing these things, to be honest, because I don't really think I have information to speak on when I do them anymore. But I'd still try to pass on shit that I've learned and shit that I experienced, just because like I feel like I've preached what I wanted to preach already. You know what I'm saying? I want people to love each other and be happy and take care of yourself. And now I just have to fucking live in that way and show to people that hey, this is how I fucking live. Like I take care of myself, or at least I try to, and I try to be smarter than I was yesterday, and I try to discipline myself, and I try to fucking become a better person every single day. And I just want to prove that to myself. Even if nobody watches this shit, I got to prove that to myself that I'm trying to do this shit. And then I can go back to a fucking podcast a year ago and look at my muscle density, or my fucking listen to the way I'm speaking, or how my brain's processing information, and I could be like, oh shit, I'm getting better at this, or I am learning things over time, and I'm gaining new information, or I'm acting in a more responsible way. Because I used to just get hammered all the time on the podcast, just because I thought that was just why not? I mean, it makes the podcast easier. It makes it way easier when you're hammered because you don't shut the fuck up. Doesn't mean it's useful or good information, but you don't shut the fuck up. So you just keep yapping and yapping and yapping. And then fucking you watch the podcast later and you were talking about fucking what you fucking what you saw on fucking Twitter the other day about fucking I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, but I hope people get what the fuck I'm talking about. It's just don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't be doing stupid shit. I know I do plenty of stupid shit myself and have done plenty of stupid shit myself and will continue to do plenty of stupid shit. But we are human. What can you do, man? Some of us are retarded. I swear to God, I'm autistic as shit or something. I got something in my head. Something not a few screws are loose in there, and I'm trying to get the wrench in there. It's a tough spot. It's a tough spot to reach, and it's gonna take some time. But I'm trying to tighten those screws and tighten up some bolts, and my brain's gonna be a fucking Corvette engine running like fucking supercharger. I know it's gonna be, and I know everybody else can be too. The reason I know is because I've already changed significantly from who I used to be and made significant progress. And I'm more mindful and I take more time to slow down and I try to empathize a lot more for other people and not be a jackass. Even though sometimes I can be a jackass, you know what I'm saying? But I try not to be, and I try not to lose my shit on people because I know it's not cool. I try to keep a lot of shit in line just because then you learn more. Like the problem with, or not the problem, but the thing with self improvement is the goalpost keeps moving. It's here, then it's here, and then it moves from here to here, and then it moves over there to there, and then it constantly keeps moving. You gotta constantly keep working at it, and sometimes it feels like you're doing absolutely fucking nothing. And I felt that way the past week or so. You know what I'm saying? This week I kind of feel that way too. But you know, I I see myself making progress, but I also feel like I'm not making progress. But it's slow progression, and you gotta fucking take the dubs as you get them, and take the L's with compassion and with openness to learn. And you just gotta keep trying to fucking push, 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 and you can't stop pushing yourself. Because if you don't, I mean, that's all you can do. You're gonna fail. We all fail, dude. We all fail. I failed not drinking so many times. I almost made it to a month like 3 times, dude. That's why I'm so happy that I made it to a month. Because I didn't make it to a month like 3 times. I got close. There's so many times where I never even got close. But 3 times I got super fucking close. Like a few days sometimes. Couple days. And I just couldn't keep it together for some reason. But now I feel like I've made progress in my brain, even though I feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes. But maybe that's just part of life. Even when you're fucking making progress, you feel like you're not making progress. Because what the fuck is progress? Who defines progress? What is it? How do you get it? What are the steps for it? Nobody can tell you that shit because progress, especially personal progression, it's something that nobody can tell you what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to do it or what it's going to feel like, or it's just an experiment. It's your own experiment that you have to do on yourself. And maybe that takes substances or pharmaceutical drugs or whatever it may be. Maybe it takes fucking shot of whiskey every week or fucking shot of whiskey every day. I don't mean every day, but some people do that. A shot of whiskey, I don't think is too crazy. Every day would probably be too crazy. But I don't know. I wonder that all the time. What you really classify an alcoholic as. I don't know, man. I heard somebody. That's why I'm talking real quietly. But you can probably hear me still. I just want people to be their best version of themselves. And that's why I try to live as an example. especially for my nieces and nephews. And I've made mistakes. I make mistakes every day, but I try to learn from them, and that's all you can do. And that's how you better yourself. And it's not going to be quick. It's going to feel, sometimes it feels like months go by where you're making any fucking progress at all. You're like, I've been doing the same bullshit, dude, and I'm not making any headway in this goddamn shit. But you just keep pushing and keep hoping and keep praying. Keep trying to manifest the future you want for yourself. Don't let anybody tell you what your future is supposed to be. If you to do what you want, do it, and don't be selfish about it. Like, you should involve in your life helping people in some way, shape, or form, whether that be a family that you have, or you help your community, or you help your brother, or you help your friend. It doesn't matter, but you should help somebody in some way. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm trying to do. I try to do it. I can't help financially, really. I'm not a rich person by any means, but I can help teach people. I can help talk to people. I can help people feel better, try to take some weight off their shoulders. That's what I try to do all the time. It's my only goal. To make people feel a little better in my presence. Just so that they're not so fucking sad all the time. I don't want to make people sad anymore. I used to make people sad or worried or upset, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. Sometimes you got to be that person, and I've learned that too. And that sucks when you got to be that person. But I don't want to choose to be that person unless I absolutely have to. Fuck. And I put it in the frame again. This thing picks up a lot. You gotta put it like on the very edge for it to not be in the frame. That's kind of nuts. Half the phone's in the frame. How the fuck do they make the camera that way? It must be just reflected glass or something. That's kind of nutty. That doesn't make, I mean, it kind of makes sense to my brain, but I'm gonna think about this for a second. So I assume they have a couple motherboards, or maybe just one. Then they have a bunch of transistors and all that bullshit that you put on a motherboard to make the computer of the phone, right? Then they probably take metal, surround it, put a battery in it, connect that to the fucking motherboard. Then, I don't know, you probably put it in some glass, connect it to a screen. I don't know. And then put glass over that screen. Put some cameras in that some bitch. And you gotta put that to connect it to the motherboard and the computer too. That's a sophisticated piece of machinery that we walk around with. That's pretty nuts to think about that. Somebody gave me the parts to make a phone and the tools to make a phone, and were like, make a phone. I'd be like, you got a book or something? Because, like, I don't know where to fucking start with this shit. Like, I'd need at least a long ass tutorial or a book and a long ass time to figure out how to make a phone. I bet I could. I'm not saying I couldn't make one. I need a lot of time and a lot of spare parts probably, so I could fuck some shit up and be like, fuck, gotta restart. But I guarantee I could get it done. The programming, ooh, could I program a phone? That'd probably take a lifetime for me to figure out. Well, maybe not. Maybe it takes some YouTube videos. Maybe it takes some classes or something. I bet I could figure it out pretty quickly just because somebody has figured it out before. A lot of people have figured it out before. There's a lot of different types of phones now. I bet it's pretty easy to figure out. It's probably just pretty expensive to build. So if somebody gave me all the parts and all the information, I bet I could figure it out. I'm not saying it would be one of the best phones ever made, but it'd work. It'd come on, I bet. I wonder if there's wires in this bitch. How many wires are in a phone? They gotta connect wires through it or something. I don't know. Maybe it's all just connected to the motherboard. Maybe that's how they made it so thin. Phones used to be clunky. That's probably why they were putting wires through them. And I bet we figured out a way not to put wires through it like that. That is pretty primitive way to fucking do things. If I were to think about it, just because, like, instead of running wires through everything, why not just connect it directly, throw a screen over it, and call it a fucking day? I bet these things are cheap as fuck to make. Now I'm wondering how much it costs to make an iPhone or something like that, like the wholesale cost. I'm gonna look it up after this video, and then the next time I do a video, I'll talk about it. Because I bet it's cheap as shit, dude. I guarantee it has to be so cheap. They probably make, let me think. They could probably make a phone for, I guarantee, $300. And they probably make $700 off each phone that they sell. If it's a grand. Some phones are more than a grand. So I guarantee they're making a killing. Let's say 10 people buy a phone. That's $7,000 right there. Yeah, that's $7,000 right there. Am I right on that? 700 off each phone? I think so. I'm pretty damn sure. I'm no expert at math, but I think so. Just add an extra zero. So I'm pretty damn sure. That's $7,000 off 10 people. That's a killing. Your company's doing great. I need a company like that. But I don't want to scam people. I want a good product that actually is worth that much. I don't want to fucking fuck people over. Maybe I'm not going to be a good businessman. I don't know. I want to be in business, but I don't want to have to fuck people over to do it, dude. Do I have to fuck people over to be in business? Like, why do I got to do that? Why do I got to be a piece of shit just to have a business and run it? You know what I'm saying? Don't make no damn sense to me. Oh, we're at 37:29. We're getting there. My brain's been so drained. I'm always tired. Doesn't matter how much caffeine I drink. Sometimes I'll drink caffeine at like 2 o'clock and I'll be hyped and it'll feel great. But most of the time I get tired still by like 5, 6 o'clock. Somebody's screaming outside. What's going on out there? No. Probably gonna make some chicken and rice for dinner. I got some dishes to do. Gotta pick my room up a little bit. Got some clothes I gotta fold. But other than that, I don't know, man. About all I got in me, dude. I don't got much in me. What else can I think about? Let's see. Give me 2 seconds to think about something. I always wonder if multivitamins like this one on this table are like real, dude. Because like I've heard of batches of substances, or like I shouldn't call them substances, but batches of like vitamins or like creatine, like supplements that are mixed in with like steroids or something like that. If you get like generic or off-brand shit, so I always wonder like how good is this shit really for you? Because if you just believe the nutrition facts, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is good for me. But what if it's just a placebo? Or what if they don't really put in what they say they put in? Or what if they mix other shit and they don't realize they mix other shit in there? You never know. I question everything, dude. I don't know why my brain works that way, and it annoys and fucks with a lot of people, but I gotta question everything just to be 100% sure. Sometimes I'm still not 100% sure. Still, I'm 99% sure. I don't know if I'm 100% sure about anything in this fucking world, to be honest. I'm 100% sure my name's Cody Kiss, but I'm not 100% sure that's really who I am. And that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it makes sense to some people. Because it's a philosophical question. What really am I? We're not Cody Kiss. We're not all of us, but obviously, but we're not who we are. We're not our identity. Because what if you're never given an identity? Then you're human. But what if you go deeper than that? What is human? What makes a human? How does it tick? What's going on in a human's brain? That's what I wonder all the time. That's why I like philosophical questions. And I like to question all the things. Because it's like, could be this or couldn't be that. But I'm gonna end this thing. I gotta piss. I love you guys.